So I saw this kid the other day, and he was in that really awkward phase where like half of his teeth had fallen out. You know, where it's like half baby teeth and half adult teeth, and they're all growing in different directions, and some of them are only halfway grown in, and so it's just chaos in there. And it's really hard for me to look those parents in the eye and tell them what an adorable kid they have, when in the back of my mind, all I'm thinking is that he belongs in the cantina scene in Star Wars. But that got me started thinking about the fact that our teeth fall out when we're kids, and what a freaking nightmarish thing that is. We act like it's totally normal, you know, when we're parents, when we're kids even, but it's not. I'm sorry, it's weird. It's like all kids go through a meth phase. Seriously, I think about like if I woke up tomorrow morning and one of my teeth was wobbly and I called my mom and she was like, oh yeah, that just happens in your late 30s, you know, your teeth are all gonna fall out. I would freak the freaking frack out. Oh, but don't worry, you'll get visited in the middle of the night by a flying supernatural creature who'll take your teeth and give you money. What? Here, tie this floss around your tooth. Why? Is that attached to a doorknob? Yeah, I'm gonna slam it shut. Here's some toilet paper. What? Jeez, are you crazy? Why don't you just drag me behind your car while you're at it? Okay. Eric Grubb says, rate Richard Marx's first 4 studio albums from incredible to decent. Eric, I can't do that, and I've got a good reason why. When I was a kid, my sister would get ready for school in the living room and watch MTV, and I would pass through said living room on the way to the bathroom where I would take a shower. Now, this was back when MTV actually played music, and this one particular morning I walked through the living room and there just happened to be on TV Richard Marx and his Mega-Mullet singing Shoulda Known Better. What happened next was I left the living room, I crossed in my parents' bedroom into the bathroom, where I turned and closed the door, and then with Richard Marx and his Mega-Mullet still freshly, softly focused in my mind, turned and projectile vomited into the toilet. Now, I didn't then, and I don't now, blame Richard Marx and his Mega-Mullet for this. I don't think his Mega-Mullet has the power to go through my coax cable and instantaneously give me a stomach virus. But the neurolinguistic connection had been made, and from that point on to this very day, any massive amount of exposure to Richard Marx, just right there, it gets right there. Even Hazard, which, let's face it, is a genius song. I swear I left her by the river. Howard McDaniel asked, tomahawks or nukes? Tomahawks, thrown by zombie Indians. At least that's what you'll find in a script that I wrote earlier this year with my friend Mark, coming soon to a theater near you. We'll see. Emily Daniel DeArmond writes, here's mine, are you afraid to die? Does just getting old scare you? Oh, good. A more lighthearted question. I had a conversation with my mom recently where I was telling her that I'm starting to get little, white hairs on my temple. And she said the thing that everybody says, but that just makes a man look distinguished. And I told her it makes a man in a suit look distinguished. A man wearing what I wear just clearly looks like he hasn't done enough in his life. Every time I look in the mirror, they're right there just whispering into my ear, you haven't done enough, you haven't done enough. Time is running out. I think when I was younger, I was more worried about death itself, what happens afterwards, does anything happen afterwards, stuff like that. As I've gotten older though, I've started to worry more about life, and what happens before you die. Like, was I true to myself? Did I follow my passions? Did I live out my fantasies? Did I get the most I could out of this big world? And more important, did I give something back? Did I create something that would live beyond me, that would touch other people? Did I inspire other people to follow their dreams? Mostly, I don't want my life to be a progression of going from saying life will be to life should be to life should have been. And frankly, I've already found myself saying that last one a few times already, and yeah, it's scary. David LeBrun wrote, Weird Al Yankovic songs, overrated or genius? What's your favorite old school Yank song? Is Weird Al the pop Ray Stevens, or is Ray Stevens the country Weird Al? I, for one, have always had a soft spot for Weird Al, and I don't know how anybody couldn't, but I know some could, because there are other people in this household that would never admit such a thing in polite company. I was a fan of Like a Surgeon, Fat was pretty epic. Gotta love Another One Rides the Bus, and I Lost on Jeopardy, those are good ones. And I kinda love the movie UHF. I can admit it. To answer if he's overrated or genius, I think Weird Al can be kind of hit and miss. Although I do like his turn toward nerd culture recently with songs like All About the Pentiums and White and Nerdy. If nothing else, I give the guy a ton of credit for being able to market himself and knowing his audience, which, for better or worse, is me. You can join the conversation on YouTube. Just click subscribe to keep up with all the questions and answers. If you have any questions, ideas, or comments, please do leave them in the comment field below. I'd love to hear them. Thanks for watching, and may your week be smothered with awesome sauce.